to be financially stable on their own is what that's about. So they were only given $50 a week room and board and such. And he usually worked an 80-hour week. He became a pal to Cruz's children, Bella and Connor. I was like Uncle JB, this cool guy. When Boniotti told JB her story, he made a promise to her to reveal what he knew about Scientology. She told me in minute detail, I know I am speaking to a woman scorned, but I saw the pain in her eyes and the tears on her cheeks. Her story wrenched me, and that is why I'm speaking out. I firsthand observed the type of control from David Miscavige into Tom Cruise's household. I was used to build a limo from scratch, to customize a $1 million trailer. I know how Miscavige insinuated himself into Tom's life to control every single part of it. I personally was one of David's tools that he used in his control of Tom Cruise and his family. I can tell you what I observed, okay? One of his major projects he did for Cruise, cleanliness and order on his Beverly Hills estate. When Penelope Cruz's belongings were still there, but she was not. JB, who headed a 9-person commando unit, a large workforce, reported to Shelley Miscavige. Tom Cruise's sister, Leah, was also living there. How bad was it? Not so bad. He says there were 2 kids messing it up. Bella spilling nail polish. Of course, there was no mom. Mom was an SP, you know. Cruise would take the kids with him when he was getting audited. And they also took courses. Connor was about Suri's age now, and according to Rathbun and others, he and his sisters were taught how to recognize an SP, of course. The kids were homeschooled all day, and of course surrounded by Scientologists. Cruise believed that Kidman was an SP, and JB says he could see that attitude on display with Bella and Connor, and that's totally not right. They rejected Nicole. They, of course, as they'd been instructed. They took a course, PTS, SP, potential trouble source. Okay, love that one. For persons connected in their lives. They whispered to me, JB, Nicole's an SP. Our mom's an SP. We hate going to see her. That's horrible. Why would somebody do that? Katie was, probably that's what Katie was terrified of, and it might have occurred to her she could end up being one. The ostracizing of Kidman within Scientology extended even to her movies. See, I just wonder how much control they have over their public lives as far as movies or and such like that. The Scientology world hated Nicole. People in Sea Org were mandated to see every freaking Tom Cruise movie that came out. But if you had an inkling to see a movie with Nicole, no, not a good idea because you'd hear about it. JB says he was thrown out of the hallowed RTC in '98 along with his wife, who was put to work at Golden Era Productions. By the time of the Alpine Project, he has worked his way back into the group's good graces. Near the project's end, JB took a walk down the long driveway at Alpine and perched on a stone wall with Shelley Miscavige, who told him they would like him back, but without his wife. Are you kidding me? She told me I was a very valuable person, one of those few still around since the 70s and privy to things. She said, now don't get me wrong, I'm not telling you to do anything. If you want to stay married to Deidre, fine. I'll figure a job for you in a lower organization. And he felt his obligation was to the church he had joined. And he made a quick decision, as he says, for the good of mankind. 3 days later, he moved out of his marriage. Wow, that's crazy how you could do that. Would you do that? Would you leave your girlfriend or your wife for this church? Much of his work in Scientology was done for Cruise. That Ford. He's got a Ford. I'm sorry. That just, nope, done. Don't go any farther for me. Excuse me. JB spent Christmas 2007 at Telluride overseeing the maintenance of the place. Every night he sat at the dinner table with Tom, Katie, and their guests. Suri was just a baby, bundle of joy to all. They would be sitting by themselves late at night, talking and laughing. Picture perfect couple. May 2005, when Tom Cruise jumped backward twice onto Oprah's couch, of course, having gone down on one knee, Romeo style, to cry, "I'm in love," and then chased Katie Holmes all over the TV studio before dragging her on stage. He was beginning to attract unwanted media attention to Scientology. He was also becoming a headache for Paramount Pictures, whose executive has expected the publicity campaign for War of the Worlds and to focus strictly on the movie. At that point, he and Holmes had known each other only a month. And in July, she was pregnant. Yeah, does everybody remember that? He looked like an idiot. In March, Cruise fired Pat Kingsley, his tough and powerful publicist of 14 years, who took a dim view of it and replaced her with his sister, Leah. And the internet was becoming a thorn in the side of Scientology, of course, which strictly controlled what its hierarchy at Sea Org could access. Most Sea Org members lived in a total bubble where world news was concerned. Normal education was minimized because of Scientology's belief in reincarnation. Everyone, of course, was already millions of years old. Okay. I kind of believe in reincarnation. I don't know about millions of years, but anyway. Children of Sea Org members born into Scientology before 87, before the 87 ban on members having children, went to what Scientologists call Chinese school. They had to memorize long passages of L. Ron Hubbard's teaching. Wow. That's crazy. What really got Let's see, I missed something again here. Okay, on the 2004 video with Miss Cabbage presents Cruise with the Freedom Medal of Valor or whatever. The two men salute first each other and then a portrait of L. Ron Hubbard. An authorized copy of the video went viral. It was widely made fun of. What a surprise. Scientology went, yeah, I remember that too, when he's jumping all over the place. Whatever. I was like, what an idiot. I was like, really? Again? Anyway, Scientology went into overdrive to have the video removed from the internet. It encouraged the hacker group Anonymous to single out the organization as a special target. Claire Headley, who worked on the film, says, Miss Cabbage personally edited it. We took 6 hours once on just a nod of Tom Cruise's head. Wow. At one point of the film, Cruise declares, I won't hesitate to put ethics in on someone else, because I put it ruthlessly in on myself. You're either on board or you're not on board. And at another moment, he roars with laughter as he recalls someone asking, have you met an SP? Wow. But what really got Scientology's goat was a November airing on Comedy Central of South Park's spoof of Scientology called Trapped in the Closet. Oh my God, yes. In which a kid named Stan pays $240 for ordering and scores off the bridge as an OT 9, which makes everyone think he is a reincarnation of L. Ron Hubbard. Oh my God. When Tom Cruise comes to play homage, Stan tells him he prefers the guy who played Napoleon Dynamite, the teenage hero of the 2004 comedy, which so upsets Cruise he locks himself in the closet with John Travolta, and they refuse to come out. That's funny. Ringer told me he was sent by Miss Cabbage to meet with Cruise's agents and with Burt Fields, his lawyer, to demand that they gave the new head of Paramount the riot act, since Comedy Central and Paramount are both owned by Summer Redstone's Viacom. There was to be no rerun of the episode, or else. Ooh. The threatening message was very clear. This is a two-way street. If there's no publicity for M13, M13, I'm sorry, I'm reading that wrong. M13, which was to prepare in May, Paramount and Viacom would have a seizure. That's insane. That's great. Cruz's reason for appearing with Oprah was to publicize War of the Worlds. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on, Chris, for sure. He was supposed to be promoting his movie, but instead, wow. This is how much pull they have, kind of. On the Universal lot, Cruz had pulled strings to have a Scientology tent erected against the studio's policy of not having any outside groups present during filming. A month after the Oprah show, Cruz appeared on the Today Show and challenged Matt Lauer regarding the use of psychotropic drugs, in the process criticizing Brooke Shields for taking medication to relieve postpartum depression. Wow, really? That's low. Does it make sense for Tom Cruise to tell Matt Lauer he's glib and doesn't know the history of psychology? Wow. He's on, and this is Rinder. He's like, he's appearing on national TV, acting like a Looney Tune. It was a total disaster. What a surprise. In the meantime, but what's going on? But Miscavige is basically fist pumping. He's not backed off. He's not scared. The world saw it differently. A cover line on the August 2005 issue of Vanity Fair read, Dominic Dunn as Tom Cruise lost his marbles. Love it. Yeah, that's great. Many people have wondered about the dynamic between Miscavige and Cruise. Rinder calls their relationship unnaturally close, adding that he does not mean to imply homosexuality. The relation is not what you expect between someone who claims to be a leader of the church and one of its adherents. Miscavige treats Tom Cruise like his best buddy and confidant, his number two. That would be like the Pope saying Robert De Niro is like the College of Cardinals. So there you go. Suri was born in April 2006. And of course, the gossip columnists had a field day when it became known that Cruise had purchased his own sonogram machine to track the pregnancy. Oh my God, what a Looney Tunes. Yeah, that works. That saying works. Mission Impossible 3 came out in May. By August, Summer Redstone had enough. The South Park episode had not been rerun before Mission Impossible 3's release. But Cruise's lucrative contract with Paramount was not renewed either. Nightmare for both the studio dependent on Cruise with the Mission Impossible franchise and for Cruise. Much of the negative publicity was wiped away, of course, when the first pictures of an adorable Suri were published. Like Princess Diana with Prince Charles, Katie Holmes had a mad schoolgirl crush on Tom Cruise, and to many close observers, like Diana, she had a third person in her marriage. At Holmes's fairy tale wedding in Italy in 2006, Miscavige did not officiate as the head of the Church of Scientology. Rather, he was Cruise's best man. Oh, gag me. Katie's best man, as it turned out, of course, was her father, who had negotiated a prenuptial agreement for his youngest daughter that filled 5 bankers' boxes. So his prenuptial agreement he had made up for her apparently filled 5